Coffee ready?
On the stove.
Oh, I'll get it.
Maybe you'd better.
Like some? Gee, honey, what's wrong?
Nothing at all.
Oh, what'd I do now?
This is Dr. Walter Bell, and I'd like to bring you another transcribed chapter in the story of Empire County. This series is presented to you by the New York State Department of Health and produced by the State Radio Bureau. Today's story, New Menu for Kit. Bill and Helen Carson are like so many young couples, really proud of their year-and-a-half-old son, whom they've nicknamed Kit. The youngster just learned to toddle around by himself, and Bill has already supplied him with a cowboy set, including 2 6-guns, each half the size of Kit himself. Well, you'd kind of expect that from a young father like Bill, and maybe you can appreciate his feelings when he came home from work one day last week and heard this.
Now, you listen to me. Eat your dinner.
Oh, I know I won't.
Oh, now, come on. Come on, like a big boy. Well, look, here's a spoon for you and a spoon for Mommy. Now, let's eat your cereal like a real cowboy. Come on. That's it. Nice, gooey cereal. Daddy, oh, look what you've done. Bad boy, you've ruined Mama's nice dress. Now, what am I going to do? Oh, what a mess.
Hi, how's Daddy's great big family? Hey, what's the matter here? Everybody's crying. What?
Bill, I'm lost. I don't know what else to do.
Now, cowboys, don't cry. That's right. Get. That's more like it.
Bill, you're spoiling things. Now stop playing with it.
Now, wait a minute. What's got into you? Who's spoiling what? The kid was crying. I made him stop.
Well, look at me.
You're a mess. If I was his age, you'd probably scare me into crying, too.
No.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, Helen. I was just kidding.
Your bronco-busting pal just did this.
Oh.
Billy won't eat. It's been days since he's had a decent amount of food. I'm going crazy trying to get food into him, and then you come along and make him feel it's all right for him not to eat.
Well, for Pete's sake, you should have trained him to eat. After all, he's only a baby. He doesn't know anything. He has to be taught.
And what do you think I've been trying to do all along?
I wouldn't know. I'm away all day.
Lucky you.
Now, there can't be anything too much about showing a kid how to eat. Here, come on, champ. Now, we're going to have supper, huh? There you are, sport. Now, look, let's get it this mush. Nice mush, huh? Make you a big, strong cowboy. Huh? See? And nothing to it if you have a little patience and common sense.
Oh.
What's the matter? Oh, well. Come on, kid. We'll finish your supper, huh? And then we'll straighten things out for you with Mama. Coffee ready?
It's on the stove.
No, I'll get it.
Maybe you'd better.
Like some? Gee, honey, what's wrong?
Nothing at all.
Uh-oh, what have I done now?
Bill, I don't want to fight with you, especially over the baby.
I don't want to fight with you either.
But you're taking sides with him against me. It's only going to lead to trouble.
I don't see it that way. Now, here I come in home from work expecting to enter a happy little home, and what do I get? You're yelling and bawling, the kids crying, the kitchen's in a mess. And all it would have taken is a little patience and understanding on your part.
Oh, now there you are again.
Well, you saw me feed him. You saw him clean up his plate, finish his milk.
But you've been away all day. You're a new experience for him in a day. You're like a change of scenery. He looks at you and he doesn't even know that he's eating anything. I want him to eat, to satisfy himself. I've played with him. I've read to him. I've sung to him. I've tried to force him to eat, but it's all no good.
Well, he seems to be in good shape.
He's gotten so thin compared with what he was.
Well, have you asked the doctor about him?
I took Kit for his regular visit only last week. The doctor said he was fine. I told him Kit wasn't eating. The doctor said he was getting enough and not to worry. but I can't help it. I do worry about it.
Okay. Now, really, I'm not fighting you. I'm not taking sides against you.
Of course not. I'm sorry I was so upset.
Well, the Carsons straightened things out for themselves that evening. Of course, Bill went to work the next day, and Mrs. Carson went shopping as planned. There she was, marching through the supermarket with little Kit riding in the saddle of the supermarket basket when they almost ran into Mrs. Mullins, a neighbor from down the block.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, Mrs. Mullins.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Carson. Oh, my, how your boy has grown.
Do you really think so?
Why, of course.
Well, I'm worried about him, Mrs. Mullins.
Oh, what's the matter?
He won't eat.
Oh, that's nothing to worry about. How old is he now?
18 months.
Well, I'll tell you what I did. I was worried just like you, and one day the public health nurse in our district called on me. She talked with the baby's doctor, and following his advice, we worked out a schedule for my Tommy. I'm sure the public health nurse can help you, too.
That very afternoon, Mrs. Carson telephoned our office to ask if one of our nurses would visit her. Miss Clark, the nurse in whose district Mrs. Carson lives, talked with her briefly about the problem and learned that Dr. Grant was her physician. Before Mrs. Clark visited the Carsons, she telephoned Dr. Grant. He was happy to have Miss Clark visit and assured her that Kit was a normal, healthy youngster.
Mrs. Carson? I'm Miss Clark.
Oh, yes, do come in. I'm so
Thank
glad
you.
to see you. This is Kit, Miss Clark.
Oh.
His real name is William, but we call him Kit. His father thinks it's a fine nickname for him. You know, Kit Carson.
Hello, kid. I'll bet your father already has a cowboy outfit for you.
Oh, he's had it for months now. You know, Miss Clark, this is Kit's nap time. He's so sleepy. Wonder if you mind if I took a minute or two and put him in his crib.
Oh, not at all.
Miss Clark was pleased that her visit happened to come at Kit's nap time, since this made it possible for Mrs. Carson and her to talk about Kit without his listening in.
Well, at least he likes to sleep. I just wish he'd like to eat as well.
Tell me about his eating.
Well, just a few months ago, I couldn't seem to fill him up. And he liked all kinds of food. Now his appetite is full and also, and he seems so thin. Dr. Grant says he's in perfect health, but it still worries me.
Oh, yes, I talked with Dr. Grant, too, and he certainly does think Kit's a grand boy.
Well, he does look so much thinner than he did when he was a baby.
Yes, I'm sure he does. And many mothers are worried when they don't know that that's the way most children look when they're Kit's age.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. You see, during the first year of a baby's life, he grows very rapidly. In fact, more rapidly than he'll ever grow again in his entire life.
Oh?
Then, just about the same time that he begins to eat less and grow at a slower pace, he also starts to lose that chubby look which he had when he was a baby. This is because he's growing taller. And, of course, he's much more active now, that he's walking, which means that he's using up his fat and building muscle. Tell me, Mrs. Carson, does Kit like to feed himself?
Oh, he does. But it takes him so long, and he makes such a mess.
Yes, I know. And it surely takes a lot of patience. Because eating's so easy for all of us, we forget how complicated a skill it is and how much practice it takes to master it. Especially when you're Kit's age and are learning so many new things at the same time.
But he still likes to eat with his fingers, even though he can use a spoon fairly well, and then sometimes he just won't feed himself at all.
Well, with all of Kit's activity, he does get a little tired at times. And he may need some help from you to finish his meal. And, of course, as Kit gets more skillful in using a spoon, he'll give up his finger feeding. Perhaps we could talk a little bit about the kinds of food that Kit eats.
Oh, well, I give him milk and cereal and lots of strained vegetables and fruits, but Dr. Grant told me that Kit could have chopped foods and meat. But he seems so young to me, I just didn't try them. And you know, Miss Clark, Kit just won't eat spinach
Well, I wouldn't be concerned about Kit's not eating spinach. Perhaps if you forget it for a while, you'll like it later on. There's so many other vegetables to choose from that dislike of a single vegetable isn't really important.
Well, I guess I never thought about it that way before.
And perhaps Kit's become a little tired of those strained foods that he liked so well when he was a baby. Oh, and Mrs. Carson, you probably do know that many of the foods that you plan for you and your husband's meals can also be given to Kit.
Really?
Actually, it's important for Kit to learn to enjoy the taste of home-prepared foods, too. I'd be very glad to come and see you and Kit again if you feel I could be helpful. Would you like to telephone me in a few days and let me know how things are going?
Oh, I surely will call you. Talking with you today like this has made me feel so much better about things.
Thank you. Well, goodbye, Mrs. Carson. And say goodbye to Kit for me.
Goodbye, Miss Clark.
As so often happens, the public health nurse was able to help Mrs. Carson realize that her problems with Kit were not unique. And now we find Mrs. Carson in much better spirits as she prepares supper that evening.
Hi there, family. How's everybody?
Hi, dear.
Smells like something good for dinner, huh? Hi there, partner. How's Kit Carson today, huh? Hey, honey, did you hear that? Did you hear what he said?
What did he say?
He said, nice daddy.
Oh.
Hey, come on, Kit, say it again. Nice daddy. Nice daddy. Smart guy, huh? Now who's taking sides against who?
Oh, Bill, I had such a good talk with the public health nurse this afternoon.
Public health nurse? Well, there's nothing the matter with Kit, is there?
Oh, of course not, honey. He's fine. But this morning I happened to see Mrs. Mullen in the supermarket. I told her how worried I was about Kit's eating. And she told me that the public health nurse would be glad to come and visit us. They make visits, you know, to parents whose children are perfectly healthy but who want to talk about their problems, like our feeding problem with Kit.
What did the nurse say?
Oh, we had quite a talk. I guess I just hadn't realized that Kit's pretty much like all the other boys his age. You know, Bill, I thought so much better about it all. Kit seems so sensitive, too. He ate most of his supper himself tonight.
Good.
And I gave him some chopped foods for the first time. And you should have seen him chew.
Well, what do you know, huh?
Have you noticed how tall he's getting to be?
Yeah.
Well, what's the matter, Bill?
Well, I wonder how long it'll be before he asks me for the car.
It's amazing how much difference a little understanding and reassurance can make to young parents. It was Dr. Grant's realization of this that made him so willing to have Miss Clark visit the Carson family. The public health nurses in your community are eager to be helpful, so use their services when you need them.